Hi, this is Leah, and this is week 5 of our interactive advanced concept presentation. And this week's topic is electrochemical cell fire. So, some key concepts that we need to understand for this week's experiment. The first is what a circuit is. So, this is a closed loop that acts as the path that electrons from a current or a voltage flow. So whenever we turn on, say, a light bulb, this light bulb turns on because it is part of a circuit. And it allows those electrons and the energy created to flow to the light bulb to give it the energy that it needs to be able to produce the light. Another thing that we need to know is what an electrolyte is. So this is a substance that creates electrically conductive solution. And then we need to know what an electrode is. So this is kind of a similar idea, but instead of a solution, it's an object. In today's case, it'll be metal. So it'll be the copper or the zinc. And it's a conductor of electricity. It's also the entry or exit point for the electricity to either enter or leave an object. So for this week's experiment, we need a couple of things. We need some wire, some steel wool, a lemon, copper nails, and zinc nails. So what we had to do for this was first squeeze the lemon to soften it, so I just rolled it on the table a couple times. Then we had to place 6 copper nails in the lemon, then 6 zinc nails. Then we wrapped the wire around the nails, attached the 2 end wires to the free copper and zinc nails, and then we touched the pieces in the steel wool. So a little bit more detail. First we put in the copper nails, evenly spaced apart about 1 centimeter each. Then across from that we put in the zinc nails. Then we have the wire going diagonally across from the first copper nail to the second zinc nail, and that just repeats, and that leaves 1 free zinc nail and 1 free copper nail on each end. And then on those 2 free nails is where we attached the insulated pieces of wire on the ends. So the pieces in the middle here, these are not insulated by any material, these pieces of wire. But on the end here, these 2 are insulated. And these are what we connect into the steel wool. So let's take a look at what happened when we did that. So after it's all connected and everything set up, I took the steel wool and I put the 2 ends in it. But unfortunately, I did not see a spark. So I tried it a couple of times. I tried to get the 2 ends of the wires a little bit closer to each other, and that did not work either. Ideally, what we should have seen was when the 2 ends of the wire were touched onto the steel wool, that should have completed the circuit and we should have seen a spark, which then, if I would have had paper or toilet paper there, we would have had that seen to be caught on fire as well. But we did not see a spark even. So what is supposed to happen with this experiment? Why is this supposed to create a spark and then you can use it for fire? So the zinc and the copper nails act as electrodes, which we talked about earlier. So these conduct the electricity and they're the entry and exit points for electricity to go in and out of an object. These electrodes were placed in the lemon, and the lemon juice within the lemon acts as the electrolyte, that solution of electrons and of different ions. Then we have the electrodes, which were those free zinc and copper nails, which we connected to a metal wire. And when that metal wire was then placed in this steel wool, which we also know conducts because it's steel, that created the full circle. So we had the electrolyte as the lemon juice, the electrodes, which were the nails, the wires, which should have carried the current, and the steel wool, and that steel wool finished the circuit there. So when we finished the circuit, we should have seen a spark form, and once there's a spark, then there could be fire. So why did this not work for me? A couple ideas, maybe it was my wrapping of the wire. I did have some difficulty wrapping the wire around the nails tight. It wasn't as malleable as I wanted it to be. Maybe the types of wire that I used were not ideal. Who knows, maybe the lemon was not ripe enough. Maybe there wasn't enough lemon juice to create like an even flow. And perhaps I could have prepped the steel wool a little bit more. Maybe it needed to be more pulled apart, so it wasn't so rigid. And that is all. Thank you for watching.